In today's video, I wanted to show you how to remove your own shellac without damaging your nails. It is very important, first of all, to know what exactly you have on your nails. Very often people are very confused about what shellac is. Shellac is a product, it's a gel polish made by the brand that's called CND. So the shellac is their version of gel polish, it's their gel polish. So unless you have the full system on your nails, so you have the shellac base coat. They actually have two different base coats. So this is the original one and this is the wear extender. So unless you have the base coat, the color, and the top coat on your nails cured in a CND lamp, you don't really have the full system on your nails. So if you do have the full system CND shellac on your nails, I'm going to show you how to remove it. Now, it is very important to know, the base coat doesn't really matter as much, but it's very important to know which top coat you have on your nails, because CND has 4 top coats. I actually only have 3. I don't use the 4th one. So they have the Express 5. So if you have the shellac applied in a salon and for some reason you want to remove, or you have to remove your own shellac, you're going to have to ask the nail technician which top coat she used, because the removal time is going to depend on which top coat they use. You are going to have either Express 5, the original one, the Duraforce, which I don't have, or the newest one, the No Wipe. I normally actually use these 2 top coats, and for these nails that I did a week ago, I used the shellac Express 5 top coat. So this top coat removes in 5 minutes. This top coat removes in 8 minutes. The one that I'm missing here, the Duraforce, removes in 15 minutes. And I find this one removes also in about 10-15 minutes. It's a little bit more difficult, this one, to remove. So this one is supposed to be used with the pigments, the little powders that you rub into the product. So basically you would put this top coat on, you apply these little pigments, and then you put a coat of this. So if you have these 2, it's going to take a little bit longer for the product to soak off, so have patience. But for the purpose of this video, I actually used the Express 5 and I have it on my nails. I've had it on my nails for a week, and shellac should be removed after about 2 weeks. So in my professional experience, I do find that removing shellac every 2 weeks is best. So not stretching, even though the polish looks good, it's better to remove it. Many times people are afraid of the acetone, thinking that the acetone is going to damage their nails, and that's not really the case. When the nails get too long and when the product gets, I don't know, too flexible, too unstable, that can actually damage the nails more than removing it with acetone on a regular basis. Okay, so after a week, I'm going to remove it because I just need to swatch some products and we're going to remove it. You need pure acetone. CND actually sells their own remover, but I use pure acetone. It's the best, in my opinion, again. I like having the acetone in a little pump like this, but you can use it obviously in any bottle. So now I'm going to use these makeup remover pads. I used to use the square ones, but I don't use them anymore. This is more simple. I used to cut them, now I just tear them. So I'm going to tear them, and I'm going to share a very cool tip with you. Okay, this is really cool. If you have a hard time shaping your nails because you don't see, or the whites of the nails are uneven, what you can do is you can actually shape the nails now. You can shape them at the beginning. You see? Because when you have the color on, you are seeing how the nail looks and you are not distracted with the uneven white line, which is completely normal, by the way. So you can shorten your nails. This actually sometimes helps for the acetone to start working a little bit faster because the ends are filed a little bit, so which makes the ends a little bit more porous. Buff or not to buff. So shellac does not need to be buffed. Majority of other gel polishes, you need to remove the top coat completely, or you need to file off like 80% of the product in order for it to come off, because otherwise it would take forever to come off. But if you have, for example, these 2 top coats, if you have the pigments on your nails, then sometimes, honestly, I would say you can just remove the shine with a buffer block. It's going to speed up the process. But I'm not going to do all of them because I wanted to show you how this product removes without removing the shine. Take this little piece and make sure that it's fully saturated. You see how this is very, very important. So it's not dripping, but it's almost dripping, right? And then, so I do it differently, but for the purpose of doing this yourself, you're gonna do it this way. So make sure that the product sits nicely, that the foil sits nicely around the nail, that the cotton hasn't moved. And now I'm going to use the little clip. You don't have to use the clips, but I find the foil moves very easily, so it can move away from the nail. I'm going to grab the second piece, place it on the nail. And it's best to, that's the only way I recommend if you're doing this yourself, is to do one hand at a time. So this is impossible to now wrap with these Edward Scissorhands fingers. It's impossible to wrap the other hand properly. By the way, I have a link to these clips in the description box if you're interested. I've had few viewers saying that the clips by themselves work very, very well, and I don't find that. The reason why I like the foil is because the foil keeps the heat in, so it helps the removal process. So personally, I've used just the clips, but I find this way to be much more effective. Okay, so now we're supposed to start the timing after wrapping all the nails. So I'm going to start timing now, and I'll see you back in 5 minutes to see how this is coming off. You can actually apply a heating pad on your hands to speed up the process. I find that it helps, especially in the winter when your hands are cold, but now it's the middle of the summer and it's really hot, so usually now I don't use that. As we're waiting, I'm going to explain to you why they have so many top coats, because you would think, well, if these ones are much more difficult to remove, why would you just not use this one? Okay, so the Express 5 top coat is ideal for people with very strong natural nails, very healthy nails, actually very hard nails, very thick nails. It's also, because it's much more porous, which makes it easier to remove, it can stain much easier. So I only use it on clients with very strong, thick, hard nails and that wear darker colors, because I found when you apply it over pink colors or like nude colors, it tends to start looking a little bit dirty sometimes. So it's not for everyone, for sure. This top coat is to be used for normal nails, and this one does not discolor as much, although they're all porous. So if, let's say, if you are touching fruit, even like blueberries or things like that, or if you have brand new jeans that stain a lot, some people had staining from wearing brand new gloves, they are still going to stain, but this is not going to stain as much as this one. Okay, so this is the original one. I use this one the most. Now, the one that I don't have, the Duraforce, is supposedly stronger. So it's for problematic nails, but I'll be honest with you, I don't find that shellac is a good system for people with problematic nails, because usually when people hear problematic, they think it's a solution for everything. They think it means that you can use this product over very damaged nails or very thin nails, and which is not the case. And I found with majority of my clients, I was hoping that maybe I can extend their wear to, let's say, from 2 to 3 weeks, and that was not the case, because what was happening, the shine was still there, the product was beautiful, but the bond was going, so the product started peeling from underneath. So no amount of top coat, so let's say if you have a problem with foundation in your house, no amount of new shingles is not going to fix the issue. Just over 5 minutes, and we'll see how this comes off. And by the way, don't take off all the wrappers, okay? Because the product hardens after it's exposed, after all the acetone is evaporated. So as you can see here, I'll try not to move. This comes off very, very easy. I'm not pressing, I'm just pushing the product out very, very gently. Okay, now if you are doing this yourself, you probably don't have any fancy gauze pads and things like that. So grab a towel. You know what, like a kitchen towel probably would be even better. And just look at this. This is like the best solution. See how nicely it comes up? So I didn't remove absolutely any shine from these nails before the application. But I'll be honest with you, I find that, see, this one removed a little bit easier. I find that I'm very gentle with my nails and I treat them with, you know, with care. But on an average client, if you don't remove the shine, and I'm talking removing shine, I'm not talking, you know, filing your nails, the product peels off easier. Again, dipped in pure acetone. So don't keep scratching the nail because you can damage the surface. Now you can put a little bit of pressure and look at the nail. It's perfectly nice and clean. If the product is not coming off very well with very light touch, then you want to, let's say this piece is stuck and doesn't want to come off. Please do not force it, okay? Forcing it will damage the nail. So what we want to do is a new piece of cotton in that case. Okay, let's pretend that this is stuck. Put it on the nail. A new foil, honestly, because you don't want to be fighting with the other. Use that foil and wrap the nail again, okay? And just move on to the next. Don't forget that the nails, when they are exposed to any solvents, I mean obviously water, but even acetone, they become more softer. They are much more prone to damage. So make sure you don't scrape the nails. And I really do recommend the little stick, the manicure stick. I would not be using, I mean, I use the metal tools sometimes because mine are not very sharp. So I can do this very, very safely, but some of them are very, very sharp and you can really slice your nail really, really badly. Okay, so let's see how this comes off. So this one had like the glitter particles in it. That's coming off very, very well. But it's not coming off like that butterfly effect, like the CND shows. And the reason why is because once you wear the product for a few days, it becomes a little bit less flexible and it does not come off as easy as they kind of show you. So you can get that butterfly effect when you remove brand new product, meaning when you apply it and then you immediately remove it. And now by then, this should be softer. And I think it was Magda, one of the viewers was asking, they were curious if the blue is going to stain the nail, and it didn't. I find shellac doesn't usually stain the nails, okay? Towel. I'm going to use this product. So this is interesting. OPI repair mode. So what it does, this product, what it does, okay, so if you can imagine that the nail is made of keratin layers, like strands, actually strands probably, and the strands are held together by these little bonds, and these bonds eventually, with time and usage of products, water, everything, eventually they break. So what this product does, it fixes those broken bonds. So it doesn't create more bonds because then it would be a hardener, but it actually does repair the bonds that are broken. So what I'm going to do is and I started using that with my clients before a manicure. So I would say pretty much everyone would benefit from this. So you can put it on the nail. It dries very, very quickly. And it's supposed to be on the nail for 10 minutes. and then you can just, you know, clean your nail before your next polish application if you want to. But personally, I prefer to give the nails a day break. I don't know what it is, but I find that when you have that day break and you do the worm oil soak, you have a chance to apply this product. So first you would apply this, wait 10 minutes, and then you can do the warm oil soak if you want to. It keeps the nail in a better condition, and it prevents the surface damage, because once you have surface damage, it's a little bit more difficult to, obviously, you won't be able to fix it. You're gonna have to let it grow out, and it takes a long time for it to grow out. So we're going to do the same thing on this hand. And I'm going to give it at least 5 minutes now. Product, so it's been a little bit more. Okay, so where's the butterfly, huh? So here's how I'm going to hold it. I feel I have a little bit more control when I'm doing this. Working with your left hand or your other hand is not the easiest. Okay, so the last little few pieces, as you can see, I'm going to remove with the towel. Acetone. Use a towel that's not very fluffy. Sorry for the squeaking, but can you see how nice it is? So, you know, guys, acetone can dry the surface of the nail. So it can make the nail temporarily look white, but it's not going to damage the surface. And I know a lot of people say that because they usually teach the removal process with file, but from my experience, acetone is not damaging. Yes, it can be drying. The white spots that you sometimes see, it's not from dryness, it's actually the surface damage from wearing the product, and probably the product pulling the surface of the nail, especially if that nail has been previously damaged, if the top layers were removed. So that's not from acetone. Acetone just makes it visible, so you can just see it, but it's not causing it, okay? So I'm going to put the RPI. You know, I wish the bottle was a little bit more, it was not as long, because this one, if you're using this yourself, it can tip quite easily. It doesn't have to be applied perfectly. And you don't want to be touching the skin. So I know they call it a serum, which is a little bit, it's a treatment, so it's not a serum really. So you don't want to be putting underneath the nail or on the skin. And I don't know what the white thing is coming from. It's just probably the product itself. And now we are ready for the manicure. But this video was about the removal, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and I'll try to answer them, okay? Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.